Dobrý den, vítejte u nového videa. In this video, I would like to talk about the preposition of in English, which in Czech can be translated in many ways. Sometimes it's not translated at all, but this time I'm not going to talk about all the ways to translate of. I'm going to give you examples containing of, which are translated in Czech with the preposition pro or od. It could be confusing because, as you might know, pro is usually for and od is usually from. If you're interested in learning about these prepositions a little bit more, I recommend you watch my earlier videos. You'll find the link below. But now let's get to the important part. Let's learn some useful expressions where of is translated with pro and od. Jdeme na to. Ahoj, vítejte na mém kanále Czech by Zuzka, kde vám pomocí angličtiny vysvětluju českou gramatiku. We are going to take a look at two categories in this video. The first one is when we describe a behavior or gesture. For example, you want to say, oh, this is so typical of you. You're always late. So typical of you. In Czech we say typické pro tebe. Pro tebe. I only wrote the phrase here without context. Usually when you have more context, to have a full phrase, this word order in Czech would change. For example, if you say, this is so typical of you, in Czech it would be, to je pro tebe tak typické. We would not keep the pronoun at the end unless we want to emphasize it. But here we're emphasizing it is typical. The next phrase is kind of you. This is so kind of you. In Czech we say, to je od tebe milé, milé od tebe. This is kind of you. To je od tebe milé. Again, the word order would change. To je od tebe milé. Nice of you. Hezké od tebe. This is nice of you. To je od tebe hezké. To je od tebe hezké. Sometimes these two are interchangeable. Kind and nice are similar, so you could also use this one here. And the last one, oh, this was silly of you. Silly of you. To bylo od tebe hloupé, or to bylo od tebe pošetilé. Although this adjective pošetilý, which means silly, is not used as much, it might be becoming a little bit more archaic. I like it. It sounds really nice. It has a nice tone. Pošetilé. Hloupé means stupid and silly. Pošetilé means silly. So they are very similar. And in everyday speech you would probably come across hloupé. I'll give you examples with the pronoun you, but of course you could have anything, any other pronoun or any other noun phrase. We could say, to je pro mě typické, this is typical of me. In the last video I said, this is so typical of my family. In Czech I would say, to je pro moji rodinu typické. Or you could say, this was not nice of them. To od nich nebylo hezké. To od nich nebylo hezké. Some of you already know why I use these colors. Typické pro is followed by the accusative case. That's why I'm using blue color. And od is followed by the genitive case. In this case, these pronouns look exactly the same. But if we took the word moje rodina, for instance, that would change. We would see the difference. To je pro moji rodinu typické versus to je od mojí rodiny milé. If you're interested in mastering the grammatical cases in Czech and you don't have my ebook yet, I recommend you check it out, just in case, where you can study every case step by step. For example, here we have the genitive case, and you can see it has orange color, just like I am using right here. Here we have some study tables. So if you wanted to learn pronouns, how to work with different pronouns, you also have them here in the study tables. I would also like you to know that I am offering a 15% discount for a couple of days starting today. So if you haven't purchased, just in case, now it's a good opportunity. The special price will last for 5 days. So think about it. Now it's time for the second part, where we are going to talk about a quality when we talk about someone having sense of something. In English, it's easy. You have sense of something. For example, a sense of humor, which is the most common phrase. In Czech as well. To have a sense of humor, and in Czech we say mít smysl pro humor. Smysl pro humor. Here the majority of the phrases we would use pro. Smysl pro humor. And I'm using the blue marker. Pro always takes the accusative case. Humor, very easy, is humor, except we read it in Czech. Humor. Máte smysl pro humor? Do you have sense of humor? To have a sense of justice. To have a sense of justice is necessary if you need to make fair decisions. In Czech, justice is spravedlnost. Spravedlnost is a feminine noun. It does not change in the accusative case. Mít smysl pro spravedlnost. Spravedlnost. So remember, to have a sense of justice, mít smysl pro spravedlnost. Another one is to have a sense of duty or obligation. When you feel a strong responsibility to take care of others and protect them. In Czech, that would be povinnost. Mít smysl pro povinnost. Here, curiously, we still write double N. We do not pronounce them anymore. We just say povinnost. Povinnost. It's another one of those feminine nouns that finish with a consonant, so the accusative looks the same as nominative. To have the sense of direction, to be able to find your way, whether you're driving or walking around, you need to have a good sense of directions. If you don't have it, you might get lost easily. In Czech, we can say mít smysl pro orientaci. Finally, you can see the accusative case in action here. Ta orientace is feminine and pro orientaci is in the accusative case. So that's one option. You can say mít smysl pro orientaci. However, it is a little more common to say orientační smysl. So here, just so you know that this is more common, orientační smysl. This is an adjective. It's the equivalent of smysl pro orientaci, but more common. Mít orientační smysl. I've introduced 4 of them. There are 3 more that I will show you that just didn't fit here. But let's practice them. Let's read it together. I'll tell you simple sentences in English. I have a sense of humor. Mám smysl pro humor. I have a sense of justice. Mám smysl pro spravedlnost. I have a sense of duty. Mám smysl pro povinnost. I have a sense of direction. Mám smysl pro orientaci nebo mám orientační smysl. 3 more qualities. To have a sense of responsibility in Czech is mít smysl pro odpovědnost, sometimes zodpovědnost. These two are almost the same. Another one of those feminine nouns ending with a consonant. To have a sense of order, when you're organized. In Czech it is mít smysl pro pořádek. Pořádek. And the final expression, to have a sense of rhythm in music. In Czech is mít smysl pro rytmus. Rytmus. In Czech we can also say mít cit pro rytmus. Cit as in feeling. We can say smysl pro rytmus, cit pro rytmus. Say with me a couple of sentences. This time we are going to say I don't have a sense of. I don't have a sense of responsibility. Nemám smysl pro odpovědnost. Nebo smysl pro zodpovědnost. I don't have a sense of order. Nemám smysl pro pořádek. I don't have a sense of rhythm. Nemám smysl pro rytmus. Nebo nemám cit pro rytmus. Now it's time for a little activity. We're going to review this expression, mít smysl pro. Here we have the qualities in Czech. Let's read them together and review what they mean. Smysl pro humor, sense of humor. Smysl pro spravedlnost, sense of justice. Smysl pro povinnost, sense of duty or obligation. Smysl pro orientaci or orientační smysl. sense of direction. Smysl pro odpovědnost or zodpovědnost. A sense of responsibility. Smysl pro pořádek, sense of order. Smysl pro rytmus, sense of rhythm. Here on the right-hand side, we have 7 professions. For the sake of gender equality, I provided you with both feminine and masculine forms. Here's what your task is. Each of these professions should have a certain quality. And one quality should be above all the most important or typical of that profession. Typické pro tu profesi. Of course, it would be ideal if each of them had all of these, but not possible. Each of these professions should possess one quality in particular. So let's try it. You can pause the video and work on this and connect the qualities with the professions, or you can go along with me. First of all, let's take a look at the professions. Hasič a hasička, a firefighter, firefighter man or firefighter woman. Účetní is an accountant. Here it's the same form for masculine and feminine. Policista a policistka, a policeman, policewoman. Taxikář, taxikářka, a taxi driver. Bavič, bavička, a comedian. Tanečník, tanečnice, a dancer. Pečovatel, pečovatelka, a caretaker. I'm going to speak in Czech. I'm going to repeat the same phrase over and over, the same question. Kdo by měl mít smysl pro humor? Which means who should have a sense of humor, for example. Kdo by měl mít smysl pro humor? Smysl pro humor by měl mít bavič nebo bavička. Smysl pro humor by měla mít bavička. Kdo by měl mít smysl pro spravedlnost? Smysl pro spravedlnost by měl mít nebo měla mít policista nebo policistka. Kdo by měl mít smysl pro povinnost? Smysl pro povinnost by měl mít hasič. Of course, you can disagree with me. Policista by taky mohl mít smysl pro povinnost. Kdo by měl mít smysl pro orientaci? Nebo kdo by měl mít orientační smysl? Orientační smysl by měl mít taxikář nebo taxikářka. Kdo by měl mít smysl pro odpovědnost? Smysl pro odpovědnost by měl mít pečovatel nebo pečovatelka. Nebo policista a hasič. Kdo by měl mít smysl pro pořádek? Smysl pro pořádek by měl mít nebo měla mít účetní. Účetní. A kdo by měl mít smysl pro rytmus? Těžké. Smysl pro rytmus by měl mít tanečník nebo měla mít tanečnice. A to je všechno. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson, which was not fully loaded with grammar, but I think there was still quite a bit of information. Let me know what you learned today and write something in the comments. You can also describe yourself. Do you have a sense of direction? Já mám například dobrý orientační smysl v přírodě, ale nemám dobrý orientační smysl v supermarketu nebo v obchodním centru. Which means I have a good sense of direction outdoors, but I don't have a very good sense of direction at the supermarket or in the mall. Mějte se krásně, těším se na vás příští týden. Don't forget to check just in case if you're considering buying it. Now is a good chance. 15% off for 5 days starting now. Ciao!